What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Break number 1003. That's 1003 BD. This is a case of Select Megas. 20 boxes in the break. What's up, Breaks and Takes Two? Nice to see you here. Who's visiting me today? Is that Frank? Is that Dane? Who's visiting? Is that Blah? I don't think so. Blah usually comes as himself. Well, thank you for being here anyway. I know it's not me. I can't be here and here and there. Alright, guys. 20 boxes in the break. Select Megas. Alright, we got 5. We got 10. $15. $20 boxes. All right, first 5. Here we go. See if we can find an elephant or a tiger print tonight. Alright. 5 boxes. First 5 boxes. Box number 1. Alright, guys, here we go. Box number 1. That is Scotty Barnes on the ice. That is an orange ice of Jaylen Brown. Orange ice, Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics. That is numbered 40 out of 275. 40 out of 275. LeBron on the ice. Terrence Shannon Jr. on the ice. That is Russell Westbrook on the blue. And Dalton Connect on the ice. Jacoby Walter on the blue prism. That is a silver prism of Jaylen Brown. Reed Shepard on the ice. We got green. A green of Hallie on the select certified. Michael Porter Jr. on the blue. Jaylen Brown on the ice. DeAndre Ayton on the silver prism. Klay Thompson on the ice. Tricolor, there's Nikola Topic. And Karl Anthony Towns on the ice. Tricolor, Keldon Johnson. And Bronny James on the ice. Box number 2. Alright, box number 2. Derek Lively on the ice. Emmanuel Quickly on the blue. Paolo on the ice. Alexander Sarr on the ice. Devin Booker on the silver prism. Siakam on the ice. Tricolor, that is Amen Thompson and Kevin Durant on the ice. I'm going back through the same stack already. That is Anthony Edwards on the Neon Icon green. Blue, Dembona. Ron Holland on the ice. Jalen Wells. Ron Holland on the blue. Hallie on the ice. Silver prism of Jaren Jackson Jr. Ron Holland on the ice. Tricolor of Keyshawn George and Josh Hart on the ice.
Penny sleeve and top load, or just penny sleeve?
Yeah. Penny sleeve top load.
Got it.
Thank you. Box number 3. Alright, box number 3. Devin Carter on the ice. Donovan Mitchell, blue. Kawhi Leonard on the ice. First auto, that is Xavier McDaniels, the X-Man. Xavier McDaniels. This is Seattle Supersonics going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Anthony Davis going to Dallas. Steph Curry on the ice. Silver Prism, Miles Bridges. And sorry, that's Jalen Green on the ice. That is Cade Cunningham on the blue. Bam on the ice. Tricolor, Franz Wagner. Kawhi Leonard on the ice. That's a nice one. That's a Rookie Revolution Silver Prism of Yuki Kawamura. Yuki Kawamura on the silver. Blue, James Harden. SGA on the ice. Cody Williams. Bobby Clinton ice. Silver, Ariel Hakporti. And there's Donovan Clegane on the ice. Box number 4. Bob, the last time you said a Milwaukee team, let's go, you got a nice little hit. So let's hopefully it works again. Players go to the team that is on the card. The team that is on the card. So, for example, let's see if we find one here. Let's go here and I'll show you. So that's going to the Sixers, of course. That's going to the Mavericks. Isaiah Collier, Utah. Pacers. Terrence Shannon. Let's see. This is Kevin Durant. He's going to the Suns. So the team that's on here. SGA. Ron Holland on the silver. That was Paulo on the ice. Trying to find one. Okay, so like here, Andrew Wiggins on this card has a Golden State uniform on. But he goes to the Miami Heat because he was traded. They didn't have a picture in a Heat uniform, so that one will be going to the Miami Heat. Cool, cool. That's Zach Edey on the ice. That is John Morant from Memphis on the Select Certified. Brandon Ingram. Andrew Wiggins again. Yep, the AD card goes to Dallas, because if you look at the back of the card, he's in his, it says Dallas, but he's in his Lakers uniform. Same thing with Luka. Luka in this product goes to the Lakers. He's in a Dallas uniform, but he goes to the Lakers. This came out after the draft, after the trades and everything. So, all right, here we go. See, Anthony Davis goes to Dallas. Yep, there you go, my friend. Of course. Julius Randle. We got a tricolor. See, there's Luka for the Lakers. Luka for the Lakers. Jackie Cooey for the Nets on the orange ice. Orange ice. That is number 27 out of 275. Isaiah Collier. DeJounte Murray. Kel'el Ware on the silver prism. Joker. And Trae Young on the ice. Oh, no. Sorry about that, man. Select always comes out after the trade deadline and everything. Prism always comes out before it. So Prism, you would find Luka on the Dallas, AD on the Lakers. So, yeah. Like, let's see, Darren Fox is in his Sacramento, but he goes to the Spurs in this, I believe. All right, we got Bub Carrington. That is Victor Wembanyama on the Hot Stars green. Nice. Nice hit for San Antonio. See, Darren Fox right there goes to the Spurs. Miles Bridges. Jaren Jackson Jr. There's Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook on the silver prism. Devin Booker on the ice. Yves Missy. And Kel'el Ware on the ice. AD needs to retire for sure. His eyebrows are getting in the way of all of his shots. That started happening when he was with the Lakers, and I'm a Lakers fan, so. I am not an AD fan. I was so glad to see him go. I'm not a LeBron fan either, so. I'm old school Laker fan. Alright, here we go. We got Zion. DeMar DeRozan. That is DeMar DeRozan on the mezzanine level. These are only can be found in these megas. That level, 100 out of 275. Hot Stars of Kevin Durant. Lauri Markkanen. There's Paul George on the ice. Tricolor, there's Miles Turner. Trae Young. Tricolor of Brandon Ingram. And there's Jamal Murray on the ice. If you're a Mavs fan, we got fleeced. League should have stopped that one-sided trade. Yeah, it was not very favorable for you guys at all. But, you know, LeBron runs the league, so, I mean, I guess you can't stop the boss, right? Seems like he runs the league. Anything he says he wants, he gets. Next 5 boxes. It was great for the NBA. Of course it was great for the NBA. It's also great for LeBron, you know. So when he retires, you know, he set the Lakers up for success. But still ain't won shit with him. So until we win a championship with Luka, give me the old school NBA. You know, give me the good rivalries like the Bulls and the Pistons, Lakers and the Celtics. You know, when it was real. You know, when when the X-Man Xavier McDaniels wore uniforms like that with those short shorts. You know, that's when the NBA was great. I'm definitely an 80s NBA fan. 80s into the mid 90s was great. Portland was good. Houston was good. Phoenix was great, you know. I love those rivalries. I just love good rivalries in basketball. Jordan is the GOAT. I'm old enough to have rooted for the same era. I know Jordan is great, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Magic Johnson is the GOAT. If it wasn't for Magic Johnson and Larry Bird in the 80s doing what they did to the NBA, for the NBA, I'll even throw Elijah Wan in there. That era saved the NBA. Those players saved the NBA. Clyde Drexler, Isaiah Thomas. Those players were incredible and saved the NBA. I'll tell you that. Jordan came along at the right time where they needed somebody to pass the torch to. You know, Kareem was retiring. You know, it just was a perfect time for Jordan. So, here we go. We got a silver prism, Donovan Mitchell. Jordan Clarkson on the ice. Zachary Richaudière. Joel Embiid on the tricolor. Damian Lillard on the ice. Chet on the ice. James Harden on the silver prism. Zach LaVine on the ice. Oh man, that was such a good rivalry. The Sixers were in that rivalry. It was such a good time for basketball. Such a good time for basketball. There's a tricolor right there of Kyrie. Cam Thomas on the ice. Donovan Clegane. Bronny James on the blue prism. We got James Harden ice. Trae Young. There's Jalen Wells on the ice. Andrew Wiggins. LaMelo. Rookie Revolution. Jared McCain for the Sixers. Nice green rookie rev for the McCain. Nice hit. It's a nice card. Nice looking card. Yeah, exactly. There was definitely defense in the NBA, and back then you didn't have 7'2" guys shooting 3-pointers. I mean, come on. When did that start? When did that shit start, KR? I mean, 7'2" guys shooting 3-pointers and shooting them consistently. Not like once in a blue moon. Shooting them all the freaking time. I mean, come on. There is no post game anymore. There's no post game. Shit. there's no bounce passes. Nobody uses the backboard. If you use the backboard, it was an accident, and you had to call glass. I mean, come on. Everything's all about the show. The post game left with Shaq. Yes. The post game left with Shaq. For sure, I agree. Dambona on the ice. There's Darius Garland. DeMar DeRozan. Ooh, that's a nice silver Zach Edey. Silver Prism Rookie Revolution. Zach Edey. Salon on the blue. Risha Sher on the ice. Zach Levine. There is a silver Wemby. And Cody Williams on the ice. There's no dirty players anymore, as far as, you know, like Rodman, like Bill Laimbeer. Those guys, they were so dirty, but they knew they could. Barkley was dirty, but he could play the game. There's no real dirty like guys anymore. Bub Carrington. They're all trash talkers now. They don't play dirty. LaMelo Ball. Rudy Gobert. There's James Harden. Jalen Tyson on the ice. Cody Williams Silver Prism. Emmanuel Quickly. That is Jimmy Butler on the courtside blue. And our orange, Paolo Banchero on the orange ice. 16 out of 275. That's why Jordan's is handing down the GOAT. Like I said, I think Jordan is probably, in my opinion, the number 2 of all times. Magic, with what he did for the league, I say is number 1. And then I call Jordan number 2. A lot of people, I'm the same way in basketball. I'm the same, football, guys. I am the same way in football. Everybody says Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. I am Joe Montana. I think is the greatest quarterback of all times. What he did to revolutionize the position and the numbers he put up in an era that was not a passing era. I mean, it was not. It was a running era. So, but again, there are so many people out there that have their own opinions on who is number 1 and who is the best. That's why I always say, whenever I say something, it's in my opinion. You know, I'm the same way with football. I think the Rookie of the Year this year should be Drake May in football. I love Barkley. Barkley and Charles Oakley? Hell yeah. Dude, 2 great players. 2 great players. Loved both of those players. But I think Drake May should win the MVP this year, not Stafford. Oh, that's a nice card. This young man is so good, man. I like this kid, John Morant. Neon Icon Green. So, that is true. You know, Jordan did get beat up a lot. Jimmy Butler on the blue. How about James Harden? The beard. That is 69 out of 275. 69 of 275, James Harden. Julius Randle. Kawhi Leonard. There's James Harden again on the ice. There's the Catman, Karl Anthony Towns. Luka. Tricolor is Terrence Shannon Jr. And there's Ives Missy on the ice. Giannis is tough, but Giannis gets hurt too easy. Giannis is very brittle. The guy gets hurt all the time. That was the difference too in the 80s, man. In the 80s and the early 90s basketball, you got hurt, you played. DeMar DeRozan. There's Zach Edey. Bub Carrington. OG on the ice. Adem Bona on the silver prism. Yuki. Trey Young. Austin Reeves. Come on, Bob. Giannis just came back from injury, didn't he? I'm not saying it to be mean. I just think Giannis... I don't know if Giannis... I think I'd like to see the year that Giannis plays a whole 82 games. But that's all players nowadays. In the 80s and 90s, they all played every game. There was no sitting on the bench because, you know, oh, we need to rest you. No, there was none of that shit in the 80s and 90s. You played every day. You got off the bench and you played every day because that's what the people paid for. Nowadays, I have to roll the dice if I want to go to a Laker game to see if LeBron's going to play, to see if Luka's going to play. Shit. I love you, Bob. I love you, man. Let's get you some Milwaukee hit. There we go. Just as we said it. There's a Giannis on the ice. Giannis on the ice. Ooh, that's nice. That is for the Lakers. Hot Stars. Luka Doncic. Going to the Lakers. Oso Iguodaro. Zachary Richardsher. Yves Missy. There's Pacome. I can never say his last name, but I'm going to try it again. Daide. Pacome Daide. Yuki Kawamura. Kevin Durant. Yes, you know, that would have been good. But I think this was even before AI got super popular. This came out about a year ago, so there's Keontae George. There's Maxey. That's a nice one right there. That's Luka on the tricolor for the Lakers. I think this one might be numbered. It is not. It is a courtside, though. Courtside tricolor. It's a sick hit for the Lakers right there. Jacoby Walter. Jackie Cooey for Brooklyn. There's Hallie. Luka again. This must be a Luka box. A.J. Johnson. And there's Austin Reeves. A.J. Johnson on the silver mezzanine level. Nice hit for Washington. And that's the thing about sports that I love the most is that everybody's got their opinion. Everybody's got their team. And everybody should respect everybody's opinion. I respect anybody's opinion to what they say. I don't give a shit if you're saying that the Los Angeles Chargers are the best team in football. If you say that, sure. You know what? That's your opinion. You have that right. You're saying that the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback should be MVP? Sure, I'll agree with that. I live in Phoenix. I have to deal with a lot of Suns fans that just love their team, and I respect that. So, all right, box number 10. First box of this is the halfway point, and there is a nice Donovan Clegane Rookie Revolution green for Portland. Exactly. That's my opinion. Maxey, Jordan Clarkson, Damian Lillard. There's Jimmy Butler on the blue. Kel'el Ware. Paolo. Zachary Richardsher. Sabonis on the mezzanine level. Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. I swear to God, I say Russell every time. I love sports. I could talk sports all day long. So much easier than talking politics or religion. Cameron Thomas. There's a nice one. Stephon Castle on the tricolor for San Antonio. There is Chet. Tricolor of CP3. Tristan Da Silva. Zach Levine. There's Matas Buzelis, rookie. And Kyle Kuzma. All right. Halfway point. We had one auto. We got, what, 5 numbered cards? Not bad. Not bad. We need more. We need more. Boxes number 11 and 12. 11 and 12. Let's do better, like Bob says. I wish I could control what was in the boxes. Every box deserves a hit. Every case deserves a case hit. That's how I would do it if I was running a company. I tell you, if you can guarantee what's in the boxes, guarantee to people that they're going to hit something and make it worth their while, they'll buy the products. Alright, Bob's sending this box his magic. If I pull a lot of Orlando cards right now, Bob, you know you got your magic to work. But that's not the right kind of magic, right? How about a black magic woman? Alright, here we go, guys. Tie-dye sneaking into the box. That would be sick. How about an elephant print or a tiger print? Let's go. Alright. How about a nice one for Denver? Lodestars, Joker on the green. Nice short print green. Behind that is a blue Trae Young. Blue Trae Young. CJ McCollum on the ice. Matas Buzelis on the ice. Terrence Shannon, rookie blue. Maxi. Luca. Silver prism of Cody Williams. And there's Giannis on the ice. We pulled a crown jewel 2 breaks ago out of this product. We pulled a crown jewel. It was LeBron James crown jewel. It was pretty sick. Bobby Clinton. Michael Porter. DeMar DeRozan on the silver. Jamal Sheed on the ice. Jacoby Walters ice. John Morant on the tricolor. Nikola Topic. Dalton Connect on the tricolor. And Cam Johnson on the ice. Alright, we'll stop with the Luca. If I see a Luca, I'll cover it up, okay? We'll say somebody else's name. If I could damage the card for you, I would, but I can't. Otherwise, I get in trouble for the person who has the Lakers. Say Pelinka. But then you're going to get tired of hearing me say Pelinka. Luka Mock has the Lakers, so yeah, he doesn't want to hear Pelinka. He wants to hear Luka. All right, here we go. Box number 12. Keontae George. Ooh, nice one. Zachary Richacher on the Silver Prism Lodestar. Austin Reeves on the Blue Prism. Keyshawn George. Yuki. There's Scotty Barnes on the ice. Ryan Dunn, rookie ice. And Kobe White. Genie Bus will work too. Oh my God, that's funny. She did have some nice naked pictures in Playboy, didn't she?
I was not in Playboy.
Cam Spencer, no. Jeannie Buss, the owner of the Lakers. Jackie Cooey. Cam Spencer on the Silver Prism. Cade Cunningham. Nikola Topic on the tricolor. Wemby on the ice. Paul George Silver. Jordan Poole. There's LeBron on the Blue Prism and Jared McCain on the ice. Should have waited for my wife to leave the room before I said that about Jeannie Buss. She's not going to want to sort for me anymore. She's the one top loading and penny sleeving all of these ices for you guys. She's going to leave them on the table and say, F you, man. You're doing it yourself now. I'm screwed. All right, boxes number 12 and No, 13 and 14. 13 and 14. I can count, I promise. Crumble up the AD card while she's at it. Yeah, 80 is another one that just can't stay healthy in this game. Always something wrong with him. His eyebrows got too big, so they hurt his back. Kind of like a woman with big breasts. It just hurts his back, his eyebrows. Maybe it went to his head when he was on when he was in the movie with LeBron, the Space Jam 2. Maybe he just thought he was too good. All right, here we go. Box number 13. There is Adambona on the ice. Stephon Castle on the blue prism. DeMar DeRozan. Cody Williams. Jalen Williams on the silver. Keyshawn George. Desmond Bain on the blue, and Donovan Mitchell on the ice. What's worse is I can't buy my team in new product. All the Savages are running up the... Oh, yeah, because of Cooper Flag? Yeah. Oh, that's a silver Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey on the silver prism. Chris Paul. There's Jimmy Butler. Bradley Beal on the ice. Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly again on the ice. Tricolor, there's Bub Carrington. Evan Mobley. Damian Lillard. And Jalen Tyson on the ice. Guys, I was at the sports book the other night watching my 49ers get their asses kicked. And they had a couple of the games on, the basketball games. And I was watching Boston, just demolish. I think it was Atlanta. And then I was watching, it was Detroit demolish Indiana or something. It was just disgusting, some of the games. It was just like, wow. Boston had like a 50-point lead at one point. Because, of course, that was more entertaining than watching my 49ers, get their butts kicked. So, but, man, I hadn't watched a lot of basketball this year. But then I watched, Oklahoma City, and can't remember who they were playing, but, it was entertaining, high scoring, close all the way to the end. Same with San Antonio game. It was nice and refreshing. So I wish I could get some Allen and Ginter again. We already did a bunch of Allen and Ginter, bud. Nikola Topic. The Spurs game? Yeah, the Spurs game was amazing. Watching that one. LaMelo. Miles Turner. Brandon Ingram. Who's our green? James Salon on the Rookie Revolution green for the Charlotte Hornets. Donovan Clegane on the blue. There's Chris Middleton ice. Jackie Cooey on the silver. And John Morant on the ice. You know, it's funny, I was watching, I'm in the sports book watching, they had a Pop Darts tournament on the ESPN 8, and that was more entertaining than the 49er game. Darren Fox on the tricolor, Bradley Beal on the ice, Stephon Castle on the ice, CJ McCollum, Chris Paul. There's Ryan Dunn on the silver prism. Keldon Johnson on the ice. Tricolor of Jordan Clarkson. And Zach Edey on the ice. This like 14-year-old kid wins this Pop Darts tournament against all these adults. I'm laughing my ass off watching that shit. Got this one adult crying, "My dart is closer than his." They pull out the fucking measuring tape. Nope, it wasn't. 15 and 16. Excuse me. Boxes 15 and 16. TGL Golf was on tonight. Indoor Gold. You watch that? You know what? I haven't watched it since last season. I watched last year a bunch of it. I haven't watched it this year. So, but yeah, I've seen it. I think that's freaking hilarious. The funny part is that all these professionals are actually playing it. All these professionals are playing it. That's, to me, that's the kind of sport that should be for fat old guys like me. Fat old guys like me, that, you know, because we can't walk around the course, that should be something for us, you know? Let us have some fun. Kind of like the beanbag game, cornhole. See, that's for fat old guys like me. That a cornhole, that should be something that us, you know, me myself should play. Alright, box number 15. Box number 15. Enrique Freeman. Domantas Sabonis. That is R.J. Barrett on the orange. 175 out of 275. Draymond Green. Paolo. KD. And Ron Holland on the ice. There's Trae Young on the silver prism. Wemby on the ice. upside down pack. Bronny on the blue. Sabonis on the ice. Jacoby Walter on the Rookie Revolution Silver Prism. Alexander Sarr on the blue prism. Cade on the ice. Darren Fox, silver. Cade ice. There's Matas Buzelis on the court side. Rob Dillingham on the ice. Dude, that doesn't even look like Matas. It's a sick hit, though. Hey, put it in a penny sleeve first. Okay. It's only Bronny James. Come on. Best player in the game. That was a joke. Okay. Sorry. Didn't know if I made that clear, but... Alright, box number 16. Box number 16. Yeah, my buddy that helps me out, he lives out in Missouri. He used to live here in Phoenix with me in this area, and he does all my invoicing and stuff for me, guys, and he's at the Bulls game tonight, man. Little lucky bastard. He went to Sunday's game, and now he went to today's game. Oh, man. I'd like to get to a game. I just don't want to go see the Phoenix Suns. There's Deron Holmes. Giannis on the blue prism. Rob Dillingham. Lauri Markkanen. There's Nikola Topic on the silver prism. Ariel Hukporti. There's Johnny Furphy on the court side. And Paul George on the ice. Four boxes to go. 4.5. We still got the second half of this box. But silver prism. There's Rob Dillingham. DeAndre Ayton. Cameron Johnson, excuse me, on the tricolor. Brandon Ingram. There's Joker on the neon icon. OG on the blue prism. AJ Johnson on the ice. Paulo on the blue prism. There's Jaylen Brown. And Sabonis on the ice. All right, box number 17. Box number 17. Alright, where's Bob? There he is. Bob, you still here? I got something for you. There's LeBron on the Lakers. And on the Select Certified, Giannis. Giannis on the Select Certified. Green short print. Nice hit. That's a nice one. Amen Thompson. We got Steph Curry. Khalil Ware. Deron Holmes. Russell Westbrook. For the Utah Jazz, Oscar Thizbuli. Nice auto for Utah. Cade Cunningham. And there's Tristan Da Silva. Nice hit for Utah right there. Tricolor. Russell Westbrook. LeBron on the ice. Reed Shepherd on the ice. Ives Missy, Silver Prism. Bam Adebayo. Anthony Edwards on the Blue Prism. Scotty Barnes, Ice. Tricolor, there's Jalen Wells, and that's Tyrese Maxey on the ice. Alright, last three boxes. Here we go. 18, 19, and 20. Alright, box number 18. Here we go. DeMar DeRozan on the Silver Prism. That is Tyrese Maxey on the ice. Keyshawn George on the blue. Matas Buzelis on the ice. Jalen Brunson on the ice. Jalen Brunson. We got Michael Porter on the ice, and our green Lodestar is Zach Edey. Zach Edey on the green Lodestar for Memphis. Jimmy Butler on the tricolor. Devin Carter on the ice. Jason Tatum on the ice. Jason Tatum on the blue prism. Jonathan Mogbo on the ice. Jordan Poole on the silver prism. Jalen Brunson on the ice. That's Zach Edey on the tricolor. And Luca on the ice. I already forgot what you wanted me to say, so can't remember the name that we came up with. Genie Bus. There we go. And Genie Bus. And there's Giannis on the ice. Two boxes to go. Box number 19. No, Kobe's not in this. That is SGA on the blue. Salon on the ice. This is on the mezzanine level. Jackie Cooey on the silver prism. Bam Adebayo. Darius Garland. Julius Randle. There is a pink ice of Damian Lillard. That one's for the Milwaukee Bucks. There you go. That's a nice one, Bob. That one's numbered 66 of 99. 66 of 99. Right here, Lori. Yep. Thought I brought you enough. Oso Ighodaro. I wish there was. Cam Spencer on the tricolor. There's Bronny James on the silver prism. Franz Wagner on the ice. Paul George. Jalen Brunson. Jason Tatum on the ice. Here's LeBron James on the Hot Stars Silver Prism. Hot Stars Silver Prism short print. Mogbo. And there's DeJounte Murray on the blue prism. Last box. After this box, we'll do our recap. Bob Carrington on the DeMar DeRozan on the ice. Bob Carrington on the blue prism. Mezzanine. Bob Carrington again on the silver. Bronny on the ice. There's Bronny James on the tricolor. Ja Morant on the ice. Evan Mobley on the silver prism. Sabonis on the ice. Ron Holland on the ice. 5 packs to go. Bam Adebayo. There's Isaiah Collier on the ice. There's Zion on the Select Certified Silver Prism. Jalen Tyson. DeMar DeRozan on the ice. Last 3 packs. Can we get one more auto? Come on. Amen Thompson. Bradley Beal. Ant-Man. Last pack. Last pack mojo. Nope. Cody Williams. There's our break, my friends. There's your break. Let's go ahead and get a recap in. We'll get you guys on your way. No, those ice ones are in there. All right, here we go. Our tricolors. Our tricolors tonight. Here we go. We got Bronny, Cam Spencer, Zach Edey, Butler, Westbrook, Wells, Johnson, Cameron Johnson, Fox, Clarkson, Carrington, Topic, Morant. We got Dalton Connect, CP3, Stefan, Castle, Jackie Cooey, Luca. We got Trey Young, Terrence Shannon Jr., Kyrie, Joel Embiid, Miles Turner, Brandon Ingram, Luca again. We got Wiggins, Wagner, George, Amen. We got Topic and Keldon Johnson. Our green short print inserts. We got Zach Edey, Giannis, Joker, Salon, Joker, Clegane. We got Luca, Ja, McCain, Wemby, Ja, Ant-Man, and Hallie. Our silver prism. We got Zion, LeBron, Jacoby Walter, Maxey, Risha Sher, Edie, and Kawamura, Yuki. Our numbered cards, then our autos. Here we go. We got orange. These are to 275. We got RJ Barrett. We got Harden, Paulo, DeRozan, Jackie Cooey. We got Jaylen Brown. Our one pink goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. That is Damian Lillard. That is to 99. We had two autos. Oscar Theswuli for the Jazz and Xavier McDaniels for the Supersonics, which goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's your break, my friends. I appreciate you all for being here. Hope to see you next time. Have a great night, y'all.